The Malaysian government is saying, yeah, the plane crashed in the South Indian Ocean and everybody's dead. And that's a very sad thing. And increasingly, the Indonesian government, or the Malaysian government rather, is not saying this, but increasingly it's looking like something truly catastrophic happened in this airplane that probably had nothing to do with hijackers or terrorists or suicidal pilots. We do know that this particular airplane had those lithium-ion batteries in it that are relatively new and somewhat problematic that Boeing has been, they were putting in their 787s. And actually, I can't say that we know this. I've seen news reports of this. I'm not on the inside here, so I've seen news reports of that. And those batteries, if they're charged or discharged excessively rapidly, they produce a lot of heat and they can burst into flames or produce smoke. There are some fairly elaborate electronic regulation systems that prevent them from doing that, but they could have failed. It's also not inconceivable that this was a very heavy plane with a long takeoff roll, and if the front tire was, this is just my speculation as a pilot. I'm a private pilot, but I know how airplanes work. And we've actually seen this scenario happen several times, that if the front wheel was underinflated, and this is an airline that was experiencing a financial crisis, they might not have been at the top of their game with regard to maintenance. If that front wheel was underinflated, it could have caught on fire as the plane was taking off, and then they retract the gear up into the belly of the plane, and the nose wheel comes up underneath the cockpit, and that fire from that, if that tire continued to be on fire, it could have been a problem. I mean, who knows? This is all speculation, but it certainly looks like this plane just flew on and on and on until it fell into the ocean, ran out of gas. And I hope for the sake of the people who were on it, just thinking, if I myself was on that plane, that everybody got taken out by the poison gas 8 hours before the plane crashed. Because can you imagine 8 hours of living, flying terrorized? I mean, it's not inconceivable that the pilots were taken out by poison gas. And then nobody could break into the cockpit because the doors are now hardened to fly the plane. But I doubt that. I think flight attendants have to have a way to get in. There's got to be a way around that. If there is, they're not going to publicize it because then terrorists would know that they could threaten a flight attendant. But it's just logic, So who knows? I don't know. But it's night now in that part of the world, and so today they found some debris. They dropped some flares. They dropped some buoys. The debris, of course, is 2 weeks plus old, almost 3 weeks old. So they've got to figure out where it floated from, where did the current carry it to get back to the original crash site, and then drag a pinging buoy across there to see if they can find the black box. And it's still going to take some time. It took 2 years for them to get the black boxes on that Air France flight that went down off the coast of Brazil. So we'll see how this plays out. But anyhow, just to bring you up to date on that in a way that's not CNN-ocentric.